Hello, everyone. As quite typical in all the remote events, how is the sound? How is the slides? You see everything? Okay, I see sound check has passed. Let's wait a couple seconds for the ones who wants to join but are on the way. Anyway, recording will be sent to everyone after the webinar is finished, so kind of no worries if you will miss some small part of it. Anyway, I think we can proceed. Estimated time of this webinar will be around 30 minutes. It is quite concentrated, so if you joined, just take this time for this webinar. It will not be much of blah blah blah, and we can start. So to introduce myself, my name is Šarūnas. I'm head of product development here in Ruptela. And I'm more than happy to present new product developed by Ruptela to add on new things to our portfolio. For the ones who are not that familiar with the company, because I saw some guys registered that are not yet, let's say, customers, I'm not sure how much they know. So a couple minutes of company introduction. So we as Ruptela, we are based in Lithuania, North Europe, Vilnius as a headquarters. We also have office in Mexico City, in Dubai, in Arab Emirates, and we are opening office in India as we speak. It will be in Mumbai. Things that we value as a company is best telematics data and trusted partnership, and of course, excellent quality of hardware. Asset5, we have a mini slogan for this new device, and since it's for valuable assets, it might be car, trailer, or some goods that you care about. So we say with Asset5 that you care, we track. As simple as that. Our agenda for today that we'll go through just now, and very quick overview of current Ruptela portfolio. So we have three main segments, which is basic, smart, and advanced. All of them are 4G with 2G connectivity, so we don't have devices that are only 4G, only 3G, and so on. They are all 4G with 2G fallback. They all has premium GNSS module for you to have good location, not some random location. All of them has Bluetooth for connecting some Bluetooth accessories like fuel level sensors and others. And our basic segment consists of very different modifications of a device that's called Echo5. Echo5 comes in 2 wires, in 5 wires, and in 12 wires. It also comes in IP54, which is splash resistant, and IP68 casings, and IP68, of course, is fully waterproof. It can be submerged under the water for a little while. And key highlights of this product line is slim design. They are all really slim, nice units. Casings I already mentioned, and we are really happy about power consumption of Echo5 units. In sleep mode, it consumes less than 0.5 milliamp of current, and really even with small battery and motorbike somewhere, it can be there for weeks and even months. I tested this myself in my motorbike, so no issues about drained battery, and I think this is quite important for quite many of your customers. Smart segment, also quite a new segment for us. Smart 5 devices, they are slim design, but the key thing is that these smart units has Canon OBD data reading, and it comes in IP54 and IP68. So you can get IP68 rated and CAN bus reading device even today. And we have Plug 5 device, which is of course best for easy installations for maybe some retail use cases. It's simply a OBD dongle that has advanced CAN reading, but installation requires nothing. And of course, we do have advanced segment, quite many different modifications, but the highlights of this, it's complex Canon OBD reading. It means all these devices have several CAN bus lines to even connect in a couple places in the cars. They are coming with optional harnesses. It can be FMS connector, for example, for very, very easy installation in the trucks that has this connector. And all of this unit has RS-232 and RS-485 ports for either field level sensor, either for other accessories that you would like to have. And this devices also has transparent channel for RS-232, RS-485, just to pass all the data from sensor without any integration from Ruptela side. Yeah. And Asset5, where it goes in our portfolio, of course, it goes to basic segment because aim of that device is just to send position, to send good position, and to send position without any external power supply. All the other devices, they need external power supply. Asset5 doesn't need that. And going through key features of Asset5, of course, as you would expect, battery life is one of the key things. And we've been aiming to have 3 years battery life with 1 report per day. Our current actual tests results, and in lab and in real life, we're already testing it in all the continents for a while. It shows that it will survive 3 years with 2 reports per day or 2 positions per day. And that accumulates to around 2,000 data records. So if you will ask like how it will change battery life if I will increase reporting to 4 times per day, or maybe to some more frequent reporting when the unit is moving somewhere. So you can have in mind that around 2,000 total data records will be sent from 1 battery set. Batteries are not rechargeable, but they are replaceable. So if you have a device that's going to an end, you can just quickly grab it, open it in like 1 minute or less, replace 2 batteries, and you are good to go for your next iteration of that unit. As all other devices in Ruptela portfolio, it has 4G with 2G fallback. So it's 2 modems. It's Cat-M and NB IoT modem and Cat1 BIS. These are the options that Asset5 will be coming with and is coming with. Let's call it like that. Not less important than battery life is compact size. When it comes to asset tracker, no one wants to have a big brick that is difficult to hide, easy to be seen by someone that might be wanting to take your goods. So this is the actual size of the unit. We've been aiming, and I believe we succeeded to make the smallest 4G asset tracker that's currently in the market. You see how small it is, and really, if we're talking about the car or any other thing, to hide this small square thing, it shouldn't be an issue at all. Important thing to mention that this device can be hidden somewhere where GNSS getting GNSS signal can be somehow tricky. So it has Cell ID as fallback. What does it mean? It means device is scanning GSM towers around it because they are much easier to get than GNSS signal. For sure, device is primarily looking for GNSS. And if it cannot get it, anyway, it scans for 1 major serving cell and up to 5 additional cells. And this is some visualization, like having multiple towers around. We can at least approximately tell the location of the unit in case it somehow maybe GPS is jammed or it's in very unfavored location during the installation. And not sure if you can see my mouse, but this is the example of GSM towers around Lithuania, around 1 part of Lithuania. So you see that GSM towers are, of course, much more frequent around the cities. They are not as frequent when it comes to suburban areas. And the Cell ID accuracy sometimes can be even like 10 kilometers. It might be even 15 kilometers if it's really not many towers around. But when it comes to the city, it will show you even the district where this device is, and that might help you, especially in some recovery cases. It's simple device, and you would ask what are the suggestions or what could be the main applications for this unit. This unit idea is install and forget, so that's why we're talking about 3 years battery life. And I see the question if it will be 5 years with 1 report a day. So our current calculations shows that it should, but when it comes to like long time frame in general, so it still needs to be not more tested, but like to have more feedback on actual results in the field, since it's very new device. So I don't want to over promise, that it's something unrealistic. I want to be down to earth, but we are declaring about 3 years. It might work even longer, and of course it depends on other conditions, like how good will be GPS location, like how long tracker takes to get GPS position. If it is in good, like nice location, it will get GPS very fast. It will go sleep faster. It will survive longer. If it will be tortured, like every time to the timeout, looking for GPS, barely getting it because it's hidden somewhere deep inside, it will naturally last a little bit shorter. But I think these are the common concepts that are fairly understandable for everyone. So tracker is equipped with 2 batteries, lithium trionyl chloride batteries. And key thing about these batteries is that these batteries has very, very low self-discharge. It means if regular, even phone lithium battery, if you charge your phone, you switch it off, you put it somewhere, after I think maybe half year, you will find it mostly discharged or completely dead, because batteries tend to have self-discharge. They're discharging themselves for some reason. And this lithium trionyl chloride, they have very, very low self-discharge. It means they are very, very efficient when it comes to long use cases. They are not meant to be used for very frequent data sending, and this device will be able to generate 1 record in the most frequent scenario, around one record a minute. But intended use case is to generate 1 record, let's call twice per day, maybe 4 times per day, maybe once per day, maybe once in 2 days, to really come up to its name. And you can use it, of course, to unpower trailers, maybe that are not used that often. You can use it for heavy construction equipment. And we really have customers that has big construction, several big construction sites, and sometimes they lose a crane, they lose an excavator somewhere. And if you have this device installed, for sure you will know at least like once per day or twice per day where the tractor, in which construction site it is. It can be used for agricultural machinery for the same reason as in construction. This quite expensive equipment and tools to making soil good for growing maybe potatoes. You want to know where exactly it is, so you can use this device and be covered for years. Trailer. So maybe for regular trailer tracking, like to get to know exactly where it is now, it's not like there are better solutions, but to know if your rented trailer is still in that maybe area or in that country where you rented it. So for sure, this device is a good fit. As I mentioned, this device is not only waking up on its like timer once or twice per day, but it has accelerometer, a very power efficient accelerometer, which is working all the time, disregard if the device is sleeping or not. And what does it mean? It means, especially for cases where the equipment is not used that much, or it's an actual asset, like maybe a container or some shipment, that is parked most of the time, so not to waste energy, device will continue working on its like timetable and sending once, twice per day. But as soon as it starts moving, it might send you data every couple minutes, every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes. So you would have quite a clear idea where it's heading to. Reminding this very important feature about Cell ID and this Cell ID fallback for location. So device itself is not sending a location from there. Device is sending information about the cell towers that it scanned around, and it's a matter of software. Either software can interpret that data and accumulate it to some location or not. For now, Wialon, Gurtam, they have this feature already integrated, and this device is already perfectly working with Cell ID. If it cannot get GPS, it shows Cell ID location. TrustTrack is known to have this feature by the end of Q3. And all the other softwares, I believe, they are somehow on the way to get this feature working, because it is quite important for this type of units. So I showed you the device itself, and if you would like to have some easy installation, let's call it like that, this device might come with additional magnetic holder. You can see it in the middle of the picture. So it's a bracket. You put device in the bracket, and this bracket has magnets, and these magnets are really strong. And if you have any metal surface, you can easily attach it and deattach it to the metal surface. Application number 2, or even like more important, why we try to make it so tiny and so easily hideable, it's backup tracking for leasing, insurance, and car rental. It can serve as primary tracker. It means if you have rental business, your customer has rental business, they want time to time to know where the car actually is, but they don't care too much about maybe mileage or RPMs. They just want to have it for security. So they just hide it into the car, program needed scenario, and they will get an update. Other option is with connection to main GPS tracker. Worth mentioning that is coming soon, so it means by the end of Q3 we'll have this function, and even if you purchase unit now, you will have free firmware update to have this feature to be added to your purchased unit. So it's not a stopper, I think, to start testing and start validating on your cases. And to explain shortly what it means, backup tracking with the main unit being something else. So then device will only be connected over Bluetooth, and asset tracker will be scanning for main unit, not even sending location itself. And as soon as main unit is compromised, it means it was broken, damaged, found by thieves, and removed from the car, then it will switch to recovery mode and will be sending data in your program intervals. And as I mentioned, the most frequent interval will be around 1 minute. So you will be able to get location every 1 minute from device that's in recovery mode. Asset5 specification. It's much to talk about, but we'll not do that. And my colleague will in a second drop you a link to our documentation website where you can read it yourself if you want to know exact bands, exact maybe millimeters that were mentioned in previous slides. So feel free to go and have a look at the datasheet. Important part about configuration. How will I make configuration for that unit? So there are a few ways to configure this unit. One way is once you will know which configuration, which SIM card, what kind of scenarios you want to have in the unit, you can always order it with this configuration. So we will upload configuration and you will need to do nothing. Other way is to upload configuration to our DMP, which is device management platform. It's typically more known in the market as OTA or FOTA updates. So this device is supporting over-the-air updates of device configuration and device firmware. And third way, since device is fully enclosed, so make it easier for you not to need to open the device. This device has a special app for its configuration. My colleague just dropped you links to Google Play and App Store. So the app is available for both Android and iOS users already. And once you download that application, as in previous slide, you click the button on the top of the device for 1 second. Device starts advertising for 30 seconds. And in this 30 seconds, for sure, you will see that device is available in your mDMP, mobile DMP app, and you will be able to connect to the unit to change connectivity settings, to change wake-up settings, to change over-the-air update settings, like how often device is checking if it has any updates waiting or not. And of course, to change some Bluetooth settings as well. You'll be able to update configuration with this app as well. So if you have units nearby, you don't need to wait for some timetable to pass and to connect to internet. You might just upload configuration directly over the app. And also, we know that we are not we don't have intention to make any faults of this device, but in reality, anything can happen. So with this app, you can collect log of device. So if some behavior maybe is not as intended, or you would like to show the conditions that you are into that we might not be able to replicate in the office or in the lab. So this device and the app has ability to collect log. You simply click collect log. You select the time. Typically, we expect it to be maybe more than 3, but 5, 7, 10 minutes. And you leave phone, you leave device, and it will collect log that will be saved as TXT file that you'll be able to share with us. Ordering information and versions. So we have LTM GL, LTM model global version with NB-IoT and Cat-M1. And we have 2 versions with Cat-1 bis. It's LT EMEA, which is typically for Europe, Asia, Middle East, Africa. And we have LT LA version with the bands that are designed to work in Mexico and Latin America. It can be Chile, Colombia, Peru, Brazil, and so on. Also, magnetic holder, as I mentioned, it's one more visualization. So it's the code of the product is Asset5 holder. It will come with assembled magnets. And soon we'll have batteries, replacement batteries as an accessory as well. If you have battery supplier locally and you want to use some local batteries, it's okay, it's fine. But if you don't have a reliable supplier, for sure you can purchase additional batteries from us. For example, you're using device to send data every 1 hour, for sure it will not last 3 years. But if you have spare batteries, you just replace batteries and you can keep using the device. What to have in mind, as you would guess, we tested quite many different battery suppliers, and not all of them are delivering what they are declaring in the data sheets. So from 20, we actually selected a couple reliable suppliers. So again, reliable batteries and no headache. So you can purchase from us. Local supplier, no issues. You can try yourself. Maybe it will work, not worse. Who knows? Some information about us. You can scan the QR code. You can visit LinkedIn, Facebook, or X if you want to keep track on the information about the products that we're manufacturing. And it's time for Q&A session. And I will try to look in the chat to see the questions, and maybe I'll be able to answer them. Yeah, so there was a question about Cell ID. As I mentioned, device is not aggregating location. So actually the service in the software side, in the platform that you're using, needs to have that aggregation. As I mentioned, Wialon, you can use it even today. Trust Track coming soon. Other platforms, I don't have information, but supposed to be somewhere on the way. Does Asset5 has tamper detection? Yes. It has tamper detection from being opened. So as soon as you try to open the top, the cap, it has kind of a button inside. As soon as you open and take the PCB out, it will send a tampering event immediately. This device has separate dashboards. I'm not sure if I get the point about the dashboard. So if you could clarify the question, that would be great. Does it have movement detection? Yes, absolutely. So as I mentioned, two scenarios: one timer when device is not moving, another timer when device detects movement, and accelerometer is working all the time. So it doesn't need to wait for something or be moved for longer than something. So it can start different scenario immediately as it starts moving. Yes, the question about knowing the battery status. Kind of nuances of these batteries is that these batteries are very, very stable in voltage and they don't drop voltage once they are being used. But we are working on the calculator that is supposed to give you quite a good idea on how many records device already sent with this battery pack. With some expectation from your side how many records are still available in the batteries. It means, as I mentioned, if we're talking about 2,000 records when the batteries are new and fresh, if you see the timer at 900, so you are at least half of the battery that's gone. But to tell exactly, like you see in the phone, it's 5% left or 2% left is not possible. But the calculator, to give you an idea when to replace batteries is in progress. We'll share it with you as soon as it will be live. How do you mount device without magnetic holder? So device has these grooves on the side. So if you have a place to mount it simply with zip ties, so these grooves will help you to keep device stable. So I think main installation option is with zip ties, and magnetic holder is accessory, so it's additional. You don't mandatory purchase magnetic holder if you simply want to install it with grooves. If you want to put it in your backpack, it's not an issue as well. I've been carrying this device in a backpack, and I've been quite confident when going for some party. I will know in which bar my backpack was left. So not all the cases require magnetic holder, but for sure you can order magnetic holder for all or part of the units that you need. Do I understand magnetic holder not included? Yes. So base price that you'll get for device, it's for device. And magnetic holder is an accessory that for sure you can speak with your sales manager, you can bundle, you can negotiate. So it all depends on your actual needs. Because from what we see and what we know, for sure not all the cases needs magnetic holder. And if every device would come with magnetic holder, it would be a big waste in terms of price and in terms of waste as a waste, plastic waste that you will throw holders away. Warranty. What's the warranty of device? So standard warranty of all Ruptela units is 2 years. If for some reason you need extended warranty, you can speak with sales manager. It's doable to agree some conditions on extended warranty of device itself. And about warranty of batteries that you purchased from us, I'll update that information. I don't yet have a final answer. We don't expect units, to be with drained batteries in a week or so. So as soon as I will have information about warranty for batteries purchased from us as an accessory, I will update on that. Standard device warranty is 2 years, but if you really need 3 years, you can speak with sales manager, and this is, let's call it, doable. But it's not standard. Standard device warranty is 2 years. I believe I covered all the questions that were present till now. And we're at half an hour, but I'm not in a rush. So if you think of a question that you would still like to ask before going deeper before contacting sales. So feel free. I'm still here. Oh, very good question about device water resistance. So device is IP68 rated. IP68 means it can be submerged under the water, if I remember correctly, for 1 hour or so. So we can call it fully waterproof. It's not meant to be used under the water all the time. It's not diving equipment. But apart from that, if it's submerged for a while, it's totally okay. By the way, I remember myself, one of the notes, since this device has a button, some guys said like, why you put, turn off button on this kind of unit? So button that is on device, it's not for powering device off. It's actually for activating device once you get it, because when devices are manufactured and shipped from our site, they are in what we call a shipping mode. So we would not, let's say, track how it's going and so on. And once you get the unit, before installation, you need to activate it. You will get an instruction on like how long, what to press and so on to activate the unit. But with this button, you cannot switch off the unit. Unit is not switchable from outside anyhow. And if you open the casing and take out PCB, as I mentioned, device will send the tampering alert. This device, so continuing about the questions, if it requires orientation for signal, yes, it does. So the lasered part of the device needs to be somehow towards sky. As you might know, with all other units, it's not super sensitive, and if it will be placed like this, it will be okay. But if it will put directly, downwards, the probability to get a proper GPS signal gets down. So most likely it will get something, but if we add that device is facing downwards, then some metal on top, then some metal on top, and so on. So for sure, it's getting more and more complicated. So the location, expected location is laser part towards sky. Does device has any indicator LED to know if it's working or not? Good question. Device has that part configurable, because we see that if we keep status LED, which is here on the side, you see status LED, it's not blinking now, but it's there. If you would keep it all the time on, that you can do, it makes a significant impact on battery life. So we made it configurable. If the case requires for you to see to validate if the unit is working, you can enable, and it will blink time to time to know it's on. Otherwise, if you make this off, so it will not make any blinkings unless you press the button. So for example, if you press the button for 1 second, it starts advertising, and it will give you blink to show you that it started advertising. Other than that, in normal operation conditions, it will not blink anything. It will be just black box. Will device transmit inside sea container and will be functional at sea? This device is relying on GSM. It doesn't have satellite, Iridium, any other satellite system. So as soon as it has any connection with the shore, it will transmit data. If it doesn't have any connection to the tower, it will not transmit data. When it comes to sending data from inside container, I don't think that any equipment is good for sending from inside container, because it has very thick metal walls. So to track container, device should be somewhere outside to see the location. Is button sending a record too? Yes, it does. But it needs to be pressed not for 1 second, but for 5 seconds. So the button on device works as activation of device when it's very new. It works for initiating Bluetooth advertising. And it also, if pressed for 5 seconds, it will generate and send the record immediately. So it can also be used. It may be not a primary case, but for, let's say, panic device for maybe some people working somewhere remotely. If they are in trouble, they can press button for 5 seconds and you will receive a panic alert from the unit immediately. Does device can integrate to Flespi? Yes, I believe it is already in Flespi. As I mentioned, it's already in Wialon. So it's fully working there. So if you are familiar with this company, I mean, Gurtam, Wialon, Flespi, and so on. So device is ready to be used in there even now, even today. Doesn't have impact rating? No. For now, device is rated only for water resistance, but not for impact, no military like standards on dropping device from somewhere to the ground. It's quite robust, but it doesn't have any specific standard for that. If you have a case where you need some rating, you have a project, let us know. We are always open to make adjustments, modifications, versions, and so on to fulfill your needs. We're here for that. We're not making device for ourselves. About Key Telematics, I don't have this information. So there are too many different platforms around the world that are working in telematics. So I cannot comment on every of them. So Key Telematics, unfortunately, I don't have information, but it's worth mentioning that this unit, like generic protocol, when it comes to location and so on, it's the same as other Ruptela units. So if it doesn't come to specific functions like Cell ID, so this device will work in any platform that used to use Ruptela devices before. So for generic testing, you can start right away. And when it comes to specific functions like panic, Cell ID, and so on, so some adjustments might be needed, but other than that, you are okay with any platform that has Ruptela. Maybe HCV5, maybe Echo 5, and so on. Is there any passkey to connect to device? Yes, default passkey is, or PIN, we call it PIN. So it's last 6 digits of device IMEI. This is default. And if you want to change it to some custom that not everyone could connect it, of course you can do that. All right. Very good questions. Actually, for the following webinar, it will be good material to add up important parts. Thank you for asking. It means that you listened and you have an interest. That's good to hear. All right. Thank you, Paul. Thanks, everyone. So pleasure. We took a little bit more than half an hour, but I tried to be as compact as possible. Feel free to contact sales manager to order samples, and see you around. Have a nice day. Take care.